Hi everybody, it's Guild Ball week here on Base of War, and we have some fantastic prizes to give away. So we have 3 copies of the Guild Ball Kickoff set to give away. That's the Brewers and the Masons, one of the perfect ways to get you and a mate into the game. Now, for your chance to win, get your comments in on any of the Guild Ball content this week on Base of War, YouTube or Facebook. Winners will be announced in a future episode of The Weekender, so stay tuned. Hello everybody, we are back for another chat about one of the Guild Ball factions. Today it is the Union. Now this is what I would imagine to be one of the most expansive sort of factions within the world, because they act sort of as their own guild, but they're also sort of mercenaries, if I'm right? Yeah,
that's correct. They are players for hire.
Yeah,
in all intents and purposes.
Sometimes it's players for hire, sometimes because of the sort of back dealings and backdoor sort of deals been made between the guilds.
Yeah.
Someday you'll show up for a game and there's a Union player saying, "Oh, I'm playing on your team today."
Yeah.
And you just try your best not to get in their way.
Okay.
They'll be there fulfilling their own contract, not really there to play for you. Just I'm here today to go and beat up this character.
Yeah.
So for example, they might have to. There's a part in the season 1 background where a character plays on a team because they're trying to assassinate someone on the other team and make it look like it was the team they're playing for that did it.
Yeah.
So there's all sort of nasty backhanded dealings going on there.
Okay. It's interesting. I mean, like, the artwork and seeing some of the characters is absolutely lovely. There is a ton of people here.
Yeah.
Although the big guy from on the left with the little guy in
Avarice and
Who
Greed.
in the hell is that?
That is Avarice and Greed. So essentially,
Okay.
the big guy, they can start the game. The big guy has the little guy attached to the front of him
Right.
on a little harness, and they can go around like that, or the little guy can get detached and run around by himself.
And he's got a tiny,
He's got a
itsy bitsy little razor blade.
little
cute,
barber knife.
a lovely little razor that he kills people with.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is creepy.
They're two. They're two of the most sort of. They get quite a lot of space in the background because they're quite beloved characters.
Yeah.
And like Avarice is basically just a big thug, and Greed's this really eloquent
English gentleman.
English gentleman.
So today upon the pitch we shall be murdering this person over here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're involved a lot in the sort of backroom dealings and stuff that goes on.
Okay, so
They also have the option of playing for every guild, so they've got a lot of fingers in every pie.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. Like, seeing the actual design of the model, seeing the little guy up in the front there, just going, "Over there, you fool! Go get them!"
Exactly. Yeah. And while they've got a rule called Many Hands, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And while Greed is attached to Avarice, anytime Avarice makes an attack, he gets an additional tackle result. Because Greed's just trying to grab the ball.
Yeah.
So the big guy's knocking you down and bashing you about, and the little guy's grabbing the ball off you. And then you can detach, and if the big guy's got possession of the ball, the little guy can detach, he can take possession, and then run off by himself.
Yeah.
Because he actually has a really good kick value.
That's actually a really, really different and interesting kind of character.
It's a really fun combination.
Yeah, it's just super, super different. I mean, like, overall, the Union, you're saying they're sort of back alley dealings and stuff, taking on assassination contracts and things. So I'm guessing each person has a bit more of an expanded story all of their own, yeah?
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, the Union get a lot of time in the background because they're involved with every guild, so they get a lot of screen time, as it were.
All right, well, let's pick out some characters and let's hear about some of the epic adventures they've had. Are you picking your favorite?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're picking your favorite.
So,
okay, who is this?
This is Harry the Hat Hallahan.
Okay.
So Harry the Hat, he is a great player on the pitch, and there have been many variations of someone the Hat.
Right.
So the player isn't Harry, the player is the Hat.
It's intimated the Hat is somehow magically controlling them. But magic is very magic in the world is very. It might be magic, it might not be magic.
Yeah.
There's very few bits where you're outright doing something by magic.
Yeah.
If you mention sort of like Red Hood, there's been lots of Red Hoods. There's lots of the Hats.
Yeah. And is it always the same hat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The magic's all in the hat.
Yeah.
All right. What does he do on the pitch then?
Well, he is. Well, this version of the Hat. The person he's controlling is very good at sort of pushing people around. If he gets hit, he gets the momentum for the team through rising anger and throws Molotovs around.
Yeah.
Nothing says I love you quite like high explosives.
Yep.
Exactly. That's his motto,
Yeah.
So
okay, so I'm getting that put onto a card for him now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we'll show you these two.
Okay.
So this is Lockhart. Oh, I'll move him over a little bit.
Yeah. So Lockhart is the person, I assume.
Yes, Lockhart's the person, and he is a pirate king, which is I love because Pirate King is fantastic.
Yeah.
And you can see the detail on the back of that cloak there is.
Yeah. Is that freehanded or sculpted?
I think it's sculpted.
The red design is sculpted on it.
Yeah, but the actual silk lighting is.
Yeah, that's
all paint.
Yeah, and then the non-metallic metals, your artist just adds.
Oh, it's bonkers, isn't
it's
it?
incredible, yeah.
So that's our Pirate King, and we have a snake with him.
The snake is called Coin, and that's where he keeps all his gold. He feeds it to the snake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This sounds mildly sinister. I'm feeding my snake all of my money. How do you get your money again? Do you have to wait 24 hours for
you kill your snake and get a new one if you need to make a deposit. Yeah.
Well, that's the reason I wanted to show you this is because this is the Union captain from season 1.
Yeah.
And this is his mascot.
Yeah.
And there's also another Union model called Rage.
Yeah.
Who is this guy right here, who is again another gorgeously painted model.
Yeah. A very familiar sort of character archetype.
Yeah, and he is an absolute maniac.
Yeah.
Like he just goes in. He's got much like Boar we talked about with the butchers. He can charge for free, and he has berserk. So when he makes, so he can make up to 4 attacks for 1 influence.
Yeah.
But in the season 2 fluff, he makes a play for leadership of the Union, and by makes a play is quite a mild term.
Now, do I need to put a spoiler alert right here?
You might want to
will do. Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler alert. I'm counting to 3. Otherwise, it's your own fault. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, go for it.
Rage does him in.
Yeah, he does him in. Yeah.
All right.
Midway through a game, and it's quite funny because Lockhart is a pirate king who's voided navies, armies, and even the guilds themselves for 20 years.
Yeah, and one guy just walks up and goes.
One day he puts a cleaver in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And Rage then guts the snake, takes all the gold out.
Right.
And now in season 2, the season 2 captain is Veteran Rage, who you can see is there.
Yeah, so you can see he's a little better dressed.
Yep. Yeah. And he took all of Blackheart's gold out of the snake and put it on the back of this tortoise, and has the tortoise carry it around. Yeah. As a last insult to the Pirate King.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the tortoise actually has quite the blood spattering effect on it.
It is an angry tortoise.
It is an angry tortoise. He's the best guy. Yeah. But yeah, so the background is one of the things I do really like in Guild Ball is that the background we're not afraid to kill people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing to stop people playing those older dead characters.
Not at all. Yeah.
You know.
I think we've killed off 4 or 5 characters already.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I mean, reasonably recently, you actually had the Butcher's Internal War. Did anyone die in that?
We'll find out, I think.
We'll find out.
Right, are you still tallying?
So the Butcher Civil War, it has story excerpts from the season 3. Well, not excerpts, but they are additional story to season 3. And we've not fully seen the outcome of the Butcher Civil War yet.
I see.
So we've figured out through people playing their games what has who's won it. Yeah. But they've not seen the full outcome yet.
Yeah.
And that will be in the season 3 rulebook.
Yes.
All right. I will be hounding you guys to keep me up to date on
that.
Yes. After I've spent a bit of time with you guys now, and I'm quite hooked into the story and the background of this world now. So I want to find out.
Yeah.
I do want to find out.
That was one of the things, obviously, with the Butcher Civil War. We've released the initial ending, but because we had to wait to see how it ended and then write the background for what happens now. So it's very much the Butcher Civil War ending should be seen in the context of the full story will be in the season 3 book.
Yeah.
Got it.
You've influenced it, but you've not seen the full ending yet.
Yeah, but it's nice to actually have your player base being able to do that.
Oh,
to actually see where the world's going to go.
And we think that went pretty well.
Oh yeah,
I think it went incredibly. We had over 5,000 games recorded.
Wow,
which is
that's impressive.
Nuts. Yeah, we were.
It ran for 1 month, so it was nice to see that happened in a really condensed period of time.
Yeah, and it was great. We had events like people had a barbecue.
There were some barbecues. Like obviously the Butcher Civil War was between fillet and brisket.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, we're team brisket, so we're having a brisket barbecue tonight."
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's cool. I should have asked about this in the Butchers anyway.
Yeah, sorry, we've got a little bit off topic with the Union, but you see, hopefully since that went well, I think we may well do things like that in the future, where people can influence the story, and we're not afraid to kill characters. Basically, is the moral of this story.
All right, well, let's call it for this one because this has been really interesting. I'm looking forward to see what happens in the future. I'm looking forward to see if there's any cool new Union characters that actually come in, because they seem to have so much flavour to them whenever they're brought into other teams and factions and stuff. But guys, tell you what, drop us your comments below. Tell us, do you run an exclusive Union faction? Do you use the Union in all your other guilds? Or are you maybe going to pick up a guild and have a look at some of the Union stuff who are going to help your faction? Because I'm sure there are some that work better with others.
Yeah.
So get your comments in below. We will move on, and we will see you another time. Hi everyone, we hope you're enjoying this themed week. Make sure you don't miss any of it by checking out the playlist, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to ding our dong so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, come across and join us on beastsofwar.com for more great gaming content and a fantastic community. Also, get your comments in for your chance to win.